Hey Thomas, how are you?
Jonathan, doing well. We got our surfboards out. We're both babies in blue today. We look like two Smurfs. Everything's going well, man. Palm trees are blowing. Anyway, let's talk about the following subjects today. We're going to talk about holiday sales are up. Then we're going to talk about body cameras being worn by employees at Walmart. We're going to talk about Sam's Club taking aim at Costco. And then we're going to talk about Don Jr. and his loose pecker and the drones, and President Trump speaks about that. All right. So let's jump into the holiday sales are up. Let's talk about that.
All
Now,
right.
November sales, and this is from finance on the Yahoo site. November retail sales top Wall Street expectations, not by a lot, but it's
Yeah.
by a tenth of a percent. They, went up 0.07%. Economists were expecting 0.6%. So it went up a tenth of a percent. Rise in spending, according to the Bloomberg data. Meanwhile, retail sales in October were revised to a 0.5% increase, prior reading 0.4%. So that went up 0.1%. All right. So based on that, and a 2.4% month over month increase on motor vehicle and auto parts, as well as an increase of 1.8% in online sales drove the gains. Your thoughts on these types of numbers?
I mean, I think from the point of view of a regular, person just looking at the stores, this time of year is usually very busy, right? So it's very hard for us to even understand, what that really means. I shot a video a few weeks ago on Black Friday about how the mall was at that day was crazy crowded, but
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, it's always very crowded, especially that time of the year. But
Okay.
I wonder now, question, right? So the sales rose, what more, a little bit more than they expected. Now, is that because people bought more, or is that because people had to spend more for the same item? How does that work?
Well, you know what? It's considering they're probably going on the Black Friday sales numbers because that's how it's going to go.
Yeah.
I would probably say because of the sales, you got an average of 20 to 30% off across the board. That's the even lines. Some do a little bit more, but it's an average of 20 to 30%
Yep.
for the Black Friday specials. Um, you know what? Either way, the revenues increased. I think that's what they're going by, meaning the bottom line's increased.
I mean, I think the revenue, not I think the revenue increased, obviously, but again, did people actually buy more, or did they just have to spend a little bit more because of everything else being more expensive? Because 20 to 30% off this year, every year is 20 to 30% off too. So it's not like the constant is the same, right? The 20 to 30% off year after year, but I think you're just getting less for more. So maybe that has something to do with it. But
Well, I'm sure it possibly does too. I mean, we really won't see, the overall numbers until like towards mid to end of February, So
yeah,
usually a few of the top things are electronics and furniture. Those are the top things people buy during Black Friday. So I do know, I remember when that report came out on Cyber Monday, that's what they spoke about. And those, are high ticket items, of course.
interesting enough. So I normally just because I'm in marketing, right? So I normally pick a few items and I like check them to see how they
Okay.
are before Black Friday, during and after. And I found a few items that were actually more expensive during Black Friday compared to after, and they were looked at as like a sale, saved like $200.
Mhm.
And I looked like a random, what was it, last week I saw that it actually went down another $50. So it actually was like $50 more expensive on Black Friday. So it's hard, cherry picking items here and there, but I just always like to see, if there really are good deals on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And
Mhm.
normally there are, but normally like if you go to Best Buy, you're gonna get like a Black Friday TV. It's not gonna be the normal TV that you would see on the stands all year round.
Mhm.
they're usually in there for a few weeks, and then once they're done, they go back to their normal models that they're carrying. But
Hmm.
as far as revenue and spending, yeah, it went up. So that's a positive thing for us for the economy. Hopefully it
Sure.
has that ripple effect and spurts more growth across the board.
Yep. Let's jump to the next article, and this is interesting. This is coming from Walmart. They're doing a pilot program where they have the employees that are now wearing body cameras in U.S. stores. This article is coming talking about a place 40 miles east of Dallas, Texas, and Denton, Texas. All right. So they also talk about the tech is widely deployed in law enforcement, where police officers wear it, is now being expanded into the retail to help deter conflict and also prevent theft. Now, TJX, which is TJ Maxx Companies, said earlier this year that its loss prevention employees are using the body cameras in some of these locations. So places like New York, Chicago, California, Seattle, they're not stopping any shoplifters. They're like letting them walk out. If you got
Yeah.
under $1,000, you're keeping it. You're not even getting charged. So what are these body cameras actually going to prove, from your point, Jonathan?
Well, I think the you would hope that it would deter more people from shoplifting. However, the people that are professional shoplifters and they know what they're doing, they
Hmm.
don't care. That, like you said, they'll take whatever they want and they'll just run out. And it used to never be like this. It used to be like they would call it like the shrink department or the security at the doors. They would stop you. They don't engage at all. They just watch you, and it's like almost like a pointless job for most of these people. They're just like a wasted salary. But um, I think they're doing it more for to view the employee, what they're doing, their habits, see if they can um, monitor what their employees are doing and how they're I guess what they're doing throughout the day. Because if you
It's
read,
funny. It's funny that you say that because further in this article, a gentleman named Stuart Applebaum, he's the president of the Retail, Wholesale, and Department Store Union, whose union does not represent Walmart employees, but includes staff from retailers such as Macy's and H&M, is
yep,
concerned that the body cameras are more about surveillance and deterring the theft and making employees safer, but he feels it's to see what the employees are doing. That's what he sees it as. And,
yeah, I think so.
like you just said, are they doing their job? What is their behavior while they're doing their job over there, 4 to 8 hour shift? So it's kind of like big brother of the store is looking after the employees. So I think you're definitely onto something there, Jonathan.
I mean, I think they might. I don't know if they are specifically. They might use it as we're going to use it for the shrink department to help. But I think when you think about it more and more, everyone wants more data. They want to know what people are doing. They want to know how they're interacting with customers. How are they interacting with each other? I don't know. Maybe like maybe the sales associates on the floor, maybe they'll track like active time, right? How many steps they are doing, how many shelves they're stocking. So who knows? But from a employment point of view, um, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next few years.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about that. I mean, when you first see the headlines of the article, they're going to have employees wear body cameras. Now, that could be also to help their insurance cost premium not go that high up. Hey, we got our employees wearing cameras. It's for safety in the store and also for theft. So, I mean, it could be played in different angles, but, you definitely hit on something again, the data, data. I mean, data is big money, so that's what companies want. It's just like going back not long ago, Walmart purchased Vizio TVs for $2.1 billion. They weren't purchasing it for the manufacturing of the TVs. They were purchasing it. Vizio has 19 million people registered for their TV service to watch their behavior. And that behavior is data, data, data.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about. So, you think about it, that's how much it's worth to them. Take 19 million and divide it into 2.1 billion and see what the cost per, subscriber is. And how Walmart can capitalize on that. Walmart's doing tremendous business. Okay. Their business has increased. And that's going to lead us into the next article. All right, where basically, and again, this is from Yahoo. It's an interesting article, and we'll have Jonathan put the links below in the video so you can actually tap into it. How Walmart's 90 billion Sam's Club is aiming to take down Costco. Now, Costco's, they're the king of the club business, okay? So Yahoo Finance sat down with Sam Club CEO Chris Nichols for a Q&A on the club model, the technology investments, all right, and the competition and more. So again, it's very, very interesting how, you can actually read about this. Okay. Further, Jonathan, your thoughts on this?
I mean, you hit it on the head. I mean, the Costco is number one. Everyone that goes to any of these kind of stores, it's Costco first. But Walmart's the king of stores, right? So if Walmart is pushing Sam's Club, which is doing a great job. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I would be scared. I mean, they have. I think they said that they're the biggest employer in the country outside of like government
Mm-hmm.
contracts.
Mm-hmm.
So they're crazy big. Whatever they want to do, they'll find a way to do it. So I would envision Sam's Club going to keep on rising and doing better and better.
Sure.
Um, Interesting.
Where Walmart has the tech, the edge is on the technology, the online side, and that's where they can incorporate it better for the Sam's Club. That's where Costco is a little bit weak on. They don't have the strength. So I see
Yeah.
Walmart coming in with the strengths to help out Sam's Club, and they're expecting Sam's Club. They have a $1.8 billion in operating profits, basically in a 10-month period. They expect them to do 90 billions in sales this year, okay, according to the analysts' expectations. So that's interesting when you start looking at those numbers, how it's climbing. So it's again, just like data, 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 it's all based on technology. And Walmart has that pretty locked down. They're even gaining ground on Amazon.
I was going to say that.
So
Yeah, I was going to
yes.
say like if you know, I mean, Walmart has the best prices, right? They're
Hmm.
very, very, very competitive. You can go between Amazon and Walmart to see where it's better, but Walmart's really doing. They started that. I think it's called like the Walmart Plus a couple. I'm not sure if a couple years ago or like a couple, 10 months ago, whatever it may be. But
Okay.
I tried it, right? And it's a pretty good service. I think it's like $15 a month. They give you like Paramount Plus with it. So if you want like TV streaming, and then you get same day delivery, so if you don't want to go
Wow.
to the store, you mark when you want them to come. So it's in that aspect, it's better than Amazon because you could get, your household supplies delivered right away.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, Walmart definitely has an edge with the tech, with the website, with the apps.
Okay.
Um, so we'll see where it goes, but it's good information, good article to read. I'll like you said, I'll throw the link in the video for you guys to watch.
Yeah,
And
please do. I think our viewers would love to dive into that and read it on their own and absorb a little bit on it. Let's jump into the next one. Don Jr.'s been making some headlines and not in a good way, especially with President Trump winning the election there about 5 weeks ago. So, um, we all know he was engaged to Kimberly Guilfoyle, who was actually married to one time to Gavin Newsom, and she was a former prosecutor, and then she was on Fox, what do you call it? Fox Live at 5. So
yeah,
with Jesse Waters and Judge, what's that judge's name?
um, I I I don't know
You
her name,
forget,
but
yeah, it eludes me right now too. But she was on there, and
yeah,
she in 2020 she was actually promoting for Trump and everything else. So Don Jr. was making headlines where he was actually dating this girl, Bethany Anderson, down there in Palm Springs there in Florida it is, and she happens to be one of the socialite and that stuff. She's 38 years old. And, he's doing this in public. He's flaunting it. Meanwhile, he's still engaged to Kimberly, at least the public feels it is. And, it's kind of like a slap in the face. So, I mean, Don Jr., he has 5 children with his first wife, Vanessa, and there was like a nasty, divorce. And that's when Kimberly came into the picture and all that stuff. So, listen, we know Trump was a playboy himself, President Trump. He went from Ivana, he went out with was going out to, Studio 54, and then he got married, and then he dumped her, and then he met Melania. So, yeah, I mean, he's a playboy. I mean, he's on his third marriage, and he's got like basically 5 kids with 3 different women. So it seems like, unfortunately, Don Jr. didn't have the greatest role model as far as a husband goes, what his duties are. But what are your thoughts on this, Jonathan?
I mean, I don't like any of that. I think especially you're in the spotlight, so you need to be extra careful with what you do.
Mhm.
I understand it's your life, you should do what you do, but that's also disrespectful to, the women that are in your life and the, children that you're trying to make a good example of how you should be as a father, as a husband, as a human being.
100%.
So,
100%. And you're a dad and you're a husband, so I'm glad it's
yeah,
coming from you.
yeah. So
You know,
I'm not,
personally, you know why I think Don Jr. is a scumbag. Okay, when he does this, he's a scumbag. And you know what? And if he wants to say anything else, fine. But like you said, he's disrespecting the women. And it's a reflection of him as a father. Okay,
and he
here
has a
he's got
daughter.
his daughter. He brings out Kaya at the Republican National Convention, who did a great speech in this.
Yep,
And you know what? She does very well. And since then, since the summertime, she started her own YouTube channel. Very respectful.
yep,
Okay. But here's your dad, swinging his pecker around in another direction. Okay. So,
yep.
it's done. You know what? Tie a knot in it. All right. Stick where you're at. Stick with one woman and have done with it. All right. I mean, your dad's the president. And again, you're under the magnifying glass, like it or not. I mean, look at Eric Trump and Laura Trump. They're a modeled couple. They're a modeled, father and a mother and a husband and wife. And that's great. Same thing with Ivana and Jared, even though they're not involved in, this presidential term of 47 as they were with 45. Okay. So I think we've said enough on this topic. Let's move to the next one. The drones. The drones seem to be happening a lot. All right. Everybody's talking about the drones. Personally, you know what? I knew it was the U.S. military because if it wasn't the U.S. military and you have all these drone sightings, the military would be taking these drones out. So we know it's there. It's the U.S. military that's up to this. And these drones aren't small drones. They're manned drones. They're like a size of a car. Some say it's size of a pickup truck. Okay. I haven't seen them, so I don't know. But, it's causing a lot of panic in the Northeast and also in parts of the West Coast. Your thoughts on this, Jonathan?
Yeah, I mean, and listen, you put up a drone that you buy from Best Buy, and they say that you need to register and do all this stuff. It would just be surprising that we don't know what's going on with all these sightings all around. It's not just the Northeast; it's all around the country. They're saying, but you also, and this is what I hate about the internet. You also get these people that are pretending, and they're using different videos, and they're making it seem like it's worse than it is, and it's not good. But um, so you got to be careful with what videos you're watching and looking at. But because I've seen drones. I think I saw one that they said that the New York City police had one of them. They said that I'm not sure if they
Okay.
shot it down or it fell or what, but that's the problem. Like there's too much misinformation on what's going on,
Okay.
and I just hope Trump comes in and he'll just say say what's going on, or someone says what's going on, because it's dangerous, right? I mean, these things are huge. Whether it hits a bystander on the ground or it crashes into a car or a house, it's not a good thing. It's not something that we should be okay with. But I think we may have talked about this personally, that I think they're just testing the waters to see what can be done and where they can go with it. So we'll see what
Hey,
happens.
listen, it kind of reminds me a little bit of COVID. Okay. It's just like wear a mask, stay 6 feet away, stay in your houses. We're just going to close down for 2 weeks, close the country down. And then before you know it, In some places, it was almost 2 years of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And, the truth came out on COVID. I was very like, this is bullshit. What's going on? Just when it first started, so it's more than they have a dog whistle and they wanted to see how far they could go with that dog whistle and blow it and how many people would listen. And I think the authorities, the people in charge, they were surprised. They were really surprised how many people actually obeyed them. And and then it started pitting people against each other. So who knows what these drones are? Some say, hey, listen, the drones were up there. Supposedly it's a dirty bomb. They have uranium sensors. They're looking for it. I don't know. You know what? I have no clue. I can't, I'm not going to guesstimate on it. It's just very odd. Like Trump said, you know what? The military should be up front instead of causing a panic with people. If it does happen to be a bomb, I can understand not saying anything about that because it will cause a panic. What they could say is, we're just doing military maneuvers with technology. That's
Yeah.
what we're doing. All right, that'll basically be a CYA. It covers your ass and should put people at harm. But you're creating too many question marks, and then, like you said, people using the internet and coming out with all these falsified comments and everything else. So it's creating a chaotic situation, and people, again, it's fear. Like COVID. COVID was fear. People were motivated by fear. The government controls people by fear. One thing I realized, I don't trust the government. I do not trust them. I don't trust them, especially after 9/11. Not going to get into that. But then again, 20 years later with COVID, I mean, enough of this bullshit. And that's what it is bullshit. Your thoughts, Jonathan?
I mean, I think we all deserve to have the transparency that we want to have. But
Mhm.
like you said, if it's something bad and they don't want to make everyone get crazy, so they can, they should just have a cover story at least to get people from worrying, I guess. But it's not it's strange, right? So we'll keep an eye on this and see if anything else happens or any updates go on.
Exactly. Well, listen, everybody. Hopefully you like the topics today. Hit that like, subscribe, please share, hit that thumbs up. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day and a productive one. Take care. God bless.
Sure.